Hey everyone, I'm Marsha. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are making a classic homemade chili recipe, but with our own chili seasoning. So I've been making chili for a long time now, but I am not ashamed to admit, guys, that every time I used to make chili, I will always use those pre-made store-bought chili seasoning packs that you would get from the grocery store. And they seem to work for a while, but my goal this year was to start making my own seasoning. Not just for chili, but for tacos, for spaghetti, mainly because, yes, it is healthier for you. So it's no secret that those pre-made seasoning packs are full of sodium, very high in sodium. And if you look at the bottom in the ingredient list, a lot of times there's words in there that, number one, you can't even really pronounce. So number two, you don't even know what it is. And so I want to know what I'm putting in my food. So this year, my goal was to make my own seasoning. So we're going to be making chili today, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm putting into it. And before we get started, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below along with the bell so you'll never miss when I upload a video. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the recipe. All right, so of course I'm gonna start off by chopping my veggies. So I have one red bell pepper. You're certainly welcome to use a green bell pepper if you prefer. Then I'm gonna chop up and dice one yellow onion. And I have a small to medium sized onion, so I am gonna use the entire onion. It may seem like a lot, but trust me, in those chilies and soup type recipes, it really kind of disappears. So it's more so for the flavor. But if you have like a huge onion, then that would be too much. So just use half of a big onion. But if you have a smaller onion, just dice up the whole onion. And then I have 3 garlic cloves I want to go ahead and prep as well, just by mincing them up really good. All right, so now I'm moving over to my pot. So I love one pot dishes because you can just dump everything in and you don't have to dirty up a bunch of dishes. So to my large pot, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to crumble up my ground turkey. Now I am using a pound of ground turkey meat, but you're certainly welcome to use ground beef or ground chicken if you wanna make chicken chili. And if you want to make a little bit more, you can use 1.5 pounds of meat, or you can just double the recipe and use 2 pounds of meat. Once my meat has cooked and it is fully done, I'm going to scoot it over to the side in my pot, add a little bit more olive oil, and then I'm going to go ahead and saute my onions and peppers. So I like to saute my onions and peppers for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I stir that in with the rest of my ground turkey. And then I add in my garlic, and I let the garlic kind of cook for about 30 seconds. Next, it's time to add in our own chili seasoning. So for this recipe, I am using, of course, chili powder, cumin, some dried oregano, and some smoked paprika. You can certainly use regular paprika, but for chili, I really love the flavor of smoked paprika. And of course, I'm also going to be using a little bit of salt and pepper. So mix that all in with your meat and veggies. Next, it's time to just build on that flavor. So I'm going to add in some tomato paste. Then I usually add a little bit of water to kind of mix up that tomato paste. Next, I'm going to add in my tomatoes. So I have a can of fire roasted tomatoes, but you're certainly welcome to use just a can of regular tomatoes. Then I have a can of diced tomatoes mixed with green chili. So if you don't want to use another can of tomatoes mixed with green chilies, then I still recommend using a smaller can of just green chilies. You can find it in your grocery store. It's about a 4-ounce can of just green chilies by themselves. And then next it's time to add in our beans. So I am using a can of red kidney beans and a can of pinto beans. And I have drained and rinsed both of these beans really well. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to the pot. Give all of that a stir, and it already looks and smells amazing. Then of course we need some type of liquid. So I am going to be using chicken broth. Chicken broth actually gives this chili a lot more flavor. But if you don't have chicken broth, you can use beef broth, you can use vegetable broth, or you can just use plain old water. But the broth does give it a little bit more flavor. And of course, if you are using ground beef for your meat, then I probably would recommend using beef broth just to match that flavor of the ground beef. So I'm just adding 2 cups of chicken broth, and then I'm giving that a big stir. Then you want to allow this to simmer. So I'm gonna put my top on and allow this to simmer for about 30 minutes, just so all of those ingredients and flavors can really marry together. All right, so after your chili has been simmering for about 30 minutes, it is done. So then you can go ahead and top it with your favorite toppings. But there you have, you guys. You have your own homemade chili with your own seasoning. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to leave me a big thumbs up down below. And let me know in the comments if you already make your own homemade seasonings, or if you're still using those store-bought seasoning packs as well. I would love to know if I am not the only one who is still using those. But going forward, maybe you can join me and start making your own as well. And of course, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below as well, along with the bell, so you'll never miss when I upload another recipe video. Until next time, friends, I will see you later.